Most men think they're rejected because they said the wrong thing. They replay the conversation in their head. I shouldn't have said that. I should have been more funny. I should have asked better questions. But here's the truth no one tells you. She decided how she felt about you before you finished your first sentence, before your clever opener, before your story, before your compliment. Attraction wasn't killed by your words. It was shaped by your presence. You can memorize every script on the internet. You can study body language. You can rehearse lines in the mirror. But if your nervous system is asking, "Do you like me?" she will feel it. Because women don't respond to what you say. They respond to what you transmit. And in this video, I'm going to show you the 3 invisible pillars that determine whether you are ignored or remembered. Not tactics, not manipulation, not tricks, but principles rooted in psychology, biology, and human behavior. If you understand this, you will never approach a conversation the same way again. Most men walk into conversations with a hidden agenda, not a visible one, not something they would admit out loud, but it's there. Every sentence they speak carries an invisible question. Do you approve of me? Am I doing well? Are you impressed? And that subtle need poisons everything. You may not say it directly, but your tone asks it. Your posture asks it. Your eyes ask it. When you're talking to a woman you find attractive, your nervous system shifts into performance mode. Your mind starts calculating. You try to say the right thing. You monitor her reactions. You adjust in real time. And suddenly, the interaction stops being natural. It becomes an audition. You are no longer expressing yourself. You are trying to win. This is what the late author David Data described in The Way of the Superior Man. The feminine core opens in response to grounded masculine presence. Not performance, not approval seeking, but stability. And stability cannot coexist with neediness. Here's what happens neurologically. When you seek approval, your body shifts into mild stress. Your breathing becomes shallow. Your voice slightly rises. Your speech speeds up. You fill silence quickly because silence feels dangerous. You interpret pauses as rejection. You interpret neutral expressions as disinterest. So you compensate. You talk more. You joke more. You explain more. And ironically, the more you try to secure her interest, the more attraction drains away. Why? Because excessive availability signals low value. Evolutionary psychologist Marty Hasselton has extensively studied mate selection and cognitive biases in attraction. One consistent pattern: women are highly sensitive to subtle signals of status, confidence, and emotional stability. When a man appears overly invested too early, it unconsciously triggers doubt. Not cruelty, not judgment, just instinct. If someone seems desperate for approval, it suggests they don't receive it often. Now here's the inversion most men miss. Magnetic men do not speak to impress. They speak to express. There is no hidden contract in their words. They're not fishing for validation. They're not adjusting themselves to win a reaction. They say what they think because it is true to them. And that lack of dependency creates tension. A study conducted at the University of British Columbia analyzed first date dynamics and found something revealing. Men who dominated more than 60% of the conversation were consistently rated as less attractive, regardless of how intelligent or entertaining their content was. It wasn't about what they said. It was about imbalance. When you overtalk, you signal overinvestment. When you rush to fill silence, you signal discomfort. And discomfort kills polarity. Silence, on the other hand, creates space. And space creates tension. Instead of reacting instantly to everything she says, pause. 2 seconds. Not as a trick, but as a discipline. You break the reflex of seeking validation. You demonstrate that you are not afraid of silence. And when you're not afraid of silence, you communicate something powerful. I am comfortable in myself. Watch what happens when you stop chasing conversational momentum. She leans in. She fills gaps. She invests. Not because you manipulated her, but because you stopped overcompensating. Verbal economy is power. The man who speaks less, but with intention, feels grounded. The man who floods the space feels anxious. And attraction follows the grounded one. You can say the perfect sentence and still sound weak. You can deliver the right compliment and still lose her interest. Because attraction does not begin in the semantic layer of language. It begins in the nervous system. Before she processes the meaning of your words, her brain processes tone, cadence, rhythm, and frequency. Your voice is not just communication. Notice where you speed up, where your pitch rises, where you use filler words like like, you know, where you laugh nervously after statements. Each of these is a leak of presence. And presence is everything. A voice that is grounded communicates. I am not rushing. I am not performing. I am not seeking approval. You cannot fake that long term. It comes from inner regulation. And that leads to the third pillar. Intelligent men often sabotage themselves in a sophisticated way. They try to impress through information. They talk about achievements, travel stories, business goals, books they've read. They hand over a resume. But attraction is not a job interview. Women are not attracted to information. They are attracted to emotional tension. Influence researcher Robert Cialdini described the power of controlled uncertainty, the idea that partial unpredictability increases engagement. When applied to attraction, this means, do not reveal everything immediately. Answer personal questions with depth, but not total exposure. Leave layers. Curiosity fuels desire. Predictability extinguishes it. Another study from the University of Texas at Austin found that when men avoided predictable conversational habits, such as early physical compliments, excessive agreement, and overusing "me too" responses, they were rated significantly more attractive. Why? Because predictability feels rehearsed, and rehearsed feels needy. Instead of asking, "What do you do?" ask, "What would you be doing if money didn't matter?" Instead of agreeing automatically, respectfully disagree when you genuinely differ. Instead of over-explaining a joke, let it breathe. Mystery is not about playing games. It is about not overexposing yourself to secure validation. But here is the ultimate truth. None of this works if your internal state is unstable. Philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche once wrote that the man who cannot command himself must obey. If you cannot command your impulses, your need for approval, your fear of silence, your anxiety about outcome, you will unconsciously obey them. And she will feel that. Real transformation is internal. A 2022 study from the University of Zurich found that men who underwent presence-based training, without learning new conversational techniques, were rated as significantly more attractive afterward. Their words did not change. Their presence did. This is the hierarchy. Master silence before words. Master voice before content. Master presence before strategy. When you no longer need her approval to feel complete, something shifts. Your body relaxes. Your eye contact stabilizes. Your speech slows. And she senses it. Not consciously, but viscerally. You are no longer competing. You are choosing. And that difference is everything. If this resonated with you, if you recognized your own patterns in these words, then don't let this be just another video you consume and forget. Awareness without action changes nothing. Start practicing silence. Record your voice. Slow down your speech. Detach from outcome. And if you're serious about mastering presence, not just learning lines, then commit to daily self-observation. Because attraction is not built in phrases. It is built in identity. Become the man who does not need to prove his value. And you will never have to chase attention again. If you're ready to evolve, start now.